Welcome back to Mike's Miniatures, the place for all things mini wargaming. And in today's Faction Friday episode, we're going to look at another Space Marine chapter that's pretty obscure but has some references in some famous books. That would be the Shadow Wolves. Now, a little blurb on the Shadow Wolves is that they were a Codex Compliance Loyalist Space Marine chapter derived from the Imperial Fists gene seed. They were created during an unknown founding, and these scions of Rogel Dorn were known for their zealous and faithful chapter reputation. They fought for the honor of the Emperor of Mankind for about 1,000 Terran years until they met their ultimate fate at the hands of a Tyranid splinter fleet in the year 987 of M41, and their homeworld of Veradon was overran by the Tyranid swarm. Even though the chapter has officially been considered extinct, there was a mention of them having a strike force of Shadow Wolves being spotted on Cadia during 999 of N41 during the 13th Black Crusade that was led by Abaddon the Despoiler and the Forces of Chaos. So there is a chance that there might be some remnants for that. But even though it's technically an extinct chapter, you guys can still, us as hobbyists, can still create a force of these guys using the Primaris Space Marines. We could totally resurrect these guys as a Primaris Indominus Crusade refounding force. It would make absolute sense for these guys here. And their colors are dark purple and silver, and as you can tell by this image right here, they have two variants of the armor right here. The one on the left, where the body of the armor is typically all silver, and then their backpack, shoulder pads, and the chest aquila and things like that, that was the dark purple, and then the helmets would be still silver and would have the stripe on their head. We usually a red stripe to denote what company they were, and then the numbers and things like that. Alternatively, in other art, we have them on the right hand side where they're almost entirely in purple, but they have the silver trim and silver knee pads and things like that. You could do one of these two ways, or you can probably paint them up however it is you want. From there's really no wrong way of doing that. This Space Marine chapter, as you can see, are in a number of books here. Most famously, they are found and mentioned in the books Hell's Reach by Aaron Dembski Bowen. And the reason why it's so famous with them being in there is Aaron Dembski Bowen helped invent them on behalf of his wife, Katie, who, if you, in the Warhammer fandom, in the trivia section of these guys, it's really cool to learn that Katie was becoming interested in Warhammer 40,000 universe, and after reading the first 3 books of the Horus Heresy novels, she actually fell in love with the pre-Heresy Luna Wolves chapter, which are these guys right here. The Luna Wolves later then became the Sons of Horus. They were under the traitor Horus Space Marine, and they are now still in the 40k universe, but they are the Black Legion of Chaos Space Marines. But before they fell to Chaos and became these, cool looking black armored spiky Chaos Marines, they were these amazing looking white Marines with the black trim. And honestly, you could do a Luna Wolves faction and have them be either a loyalist or a chaos faction Luna Wolves with this original pre-heresy color scheme, or even make your Shadow Wolves look exactly like these guys right here. Like I said, there's really no wrong way to redo the paint scheme and call them your own Shadow Wolves. But how to get started with one of these guys right here, since their chapter symbol is exactly the same as the Space Wolves, I would probably start by, if you can still find it, get an old Space Wolf Combat Patrol box. This box will have a lot of the wolf themes, the Primaris upgrade kit with the shoulder pads that have the symbol, transfer sheets with the symbol, and some iconography of that. The old box is really good for starting this army, having the 10 intercessors, the 5 reavers, which were also in for Space Wolves Hounds of Morkai, but you could probably flavor them as your own particular set of reavers here, the Invictus Tactical War Suit, and a Primaris Captain or Lieutenant model there that's very Space Wolf themed, but you could say this is my Shadow Wolf themed Lieutenant. There's nothing wrong with basically calling these guys Shadow Wolves instead of Space Wolves right here. So there is a new combat patrol that is coming out here this year. It should be within the next month or so, if not already on the store shelves. This will have the Blood Claws, the Wolfen, the Terminators that are Space Wolf themed, and a leader model that's Space Wolf. You could probably still get one of these boxes here if you don't like the Space Wolves and just call them Shadow Wolves and kind of repurpose them. The only unit that doesn't work is the Wolfen. Being as that's a Leman Russ particular unit, but either way, that would work that way for you. But ideally, as you can see, get the old Space Wolf Combat Patrol and get a unit of Blood Claws. These two boxes will give you a perfect size army of about 580 points to get you started. MSRP for the two of them at time of recording, while you can still get these boxes, was $230.50. And on Amazon, with my affiliate links down below, at time of recording, you can get both these boxes for $195.94. Probably the cheapest 500 point army I've been able to come up with the best deals right here. But like I said, that Space Wolf Combat Patrol old box is going to most likely be sold out, and if you can find it at your local hobby store still hanging around, that's great, especially if Amazon runs out and Games Workshop runs out. So alternatively, we can do this right here. Get a box of Intercessors, your Primaris Lieutenant, still get a box of Wolf Claws for the thematic weapons and things like that, and just to give them a vehicle, how about a Redemptor Dreadnought? This army here is just 5 extra points above 580. MSRP is $241, and on Amazon with affiliate links, get that Amazon discount. You can get it for $203.65. So 4 boxes, a little bit more pricey than if we had the other kit, but desperate times here as everything is moving forward with the hobby right here. But that's the Shadow Wolf Space Marines. I hope you guys have enjoyed learning a little bit about this obscure, not very common Space Marine chapter here. Please like and subscribe and share this video for those of you who would be interested in starting something like this and would like to learn a little bit more about this. And again, please use my affiliate links if you would like to support the channel while still getting started for your Space Marine army. This doesn't cost you anything extra. It just gives a kit back from Amazon to me and the channel so that we can continue to produce fabulous films like this for you guys in the future. Again, I have been Mike. This is Mike's Miniatures, and until next time, bye-bye.